good music for me feels like an energy that helps me to focus, that helps me to push forward, that helps me to strengthen myself, to step up to meet challenges, puts me in that right mood, that right state of mind. How about you, Lord?
To me, good music is a soundscape for my existence. Every part of my life I can associate with some form of music at that point in my life. It will represent that phase of my life.
Anybody here?
Big Guru. I got my partner with me.
Super producer Solar.
7 Grand Records, CEO, president. We're in the building. For those who don't know me, I'm one half of the legendary group Gangstar. 7 albums in the hip hop game. Also the founder, creator of the groundbreaking hip hop jazz project called Jazz Protectors.
Once again, setting it off, letting it off my chest, plus letting it off. Record sales, awards, accolades, I'm hitting it off. Back to right above my grip, I'm letting them fall. Who said the G.O.D. wasn't coming to do his?
I have a certain sense of pride and responsibility to the art form. And when I became close with Guru and saw what he was going through with the major label, I realized that fundamentally something was wrong.
I was expressing to him at that time my frustration with the major labels and their influence on my creativity, and the fact that these dudes didn't know anything about the culture, streets, and so forth.
These individuals were, with no form of credentials, no form of history, were telling essentially a tried and proven product on a business level, on a creative level. How can you tell somebody how to create if you've never created? So the whole thing made no sense to me. And the God was becoming increasingly more agitated, increasingly more frustrated. As his man, as his brother, as his heir-like, it bothered me to see him in such a state. Then it kind of dawned on me why Puff and Jay-Z started their own labels, so that they wouldn't be constrained creatively or business-wise in their decisions. And they wouldn't be inflicted by those types of individuals into their creative process. That began to make a lot of sense to me for Guru, because Guru is one of them. He's the same level as Puff, Jay-Z. He's an icon. I said, that's the problem. You have to take your destiny, your future, and the future of hip-hop into your hands. Hence the birth of 7 Grand Records.
You know you said that shit, but now you dead that shit. You about ready to pop a drum, you won't get that shit. Growing up, they always told you to be nice, but when the beat jumps off, you like this can't be right. That ain't all, cause now you got issues. Just like 2 or 3 ratchets, you always carry with you. Just in case you see the boys you don't like. Now you got drama, but your mama told you don't fight. Ain't much choice when they violate first. You gotta lay them down and lay your face in the dirt. How the fuck did this shit get so out of hand? You better think of something. You won't survive without a plan. Welcome to the underworld of criminal enterprise, where shit gets critical, they'll let you fry. Will you turn the other cheek, or will you let your runners eat? Ain't it amazing all these things you gotta learn in these streets? Break it down, dog, break it down.
As far as hip-hop, spawning new entrepreneurs, I think that's a great thing. One of the things that I like, about where hip-hop has been going.
I believe it's a double-edged sword, and I'm sure that this statement will seem somewhat controversial because, of course, as black people with our history of 400 years in America of unempowerment, of being the pawns and worse than the pawns of corporate white America, that it's always going to be great to see black people in charge of their own destiny, to see, especially young black men. But a lot of this taking charge is not in the sense of a real taking charge, because in order to truly take charge, somebody has to be taught and trained to take charge. They have to realize the benefits and the pitfalls of that power. And if not, then you have a situation where the power is abused. And that power is usually used against the most weakest of that community, of that culture, unfortunately, when there's an abuse of power.
Start with a concept, collect the beat. Sit and write the bomb shit and wreck the streets. Respect my state of mind. I never waste a line. Suckers a featherweight while I'm heavyweight with mine. I caught more war scars than others profess to. Don't ask me to kick no rap, ask me to bless you, it's special. Just like a brand new 380. Had to trash your CD, cause man, you fugazi. That's right. And you can catch me with the guard building. You can catch me on the mic spitting truth to all of God's children. If I sold out, I could have sold millions. But in a minute, I'm about to hold billions. Cause after the charade and after the parade, niggas gotta pay homage to the master of his trade. Oh shit! Living legend in the building!
I have a duffel bag filled with CDs of hip hop in almost every language you can imagine. So on my travels, you know, I've seen it, definitely the influence of hip hop on so many different cultures. Everybody's rapping in their own languages and rapping about their own issues. At first, it seemed like they tried to be like New York or tried to be like LA. But as it's evolved, it's like they're rhyming about their own issues and what affects their own people.
When we went to South Africa for this monumentous summit, and we also performed for 10,000 South African youth, was that this is one of the biggest issues that they struggle with, was the issue of consciousness as opposed to, for lack of a better term, bling or super bling and softcore porn, as it may be. And for them to find consciousness, they felt they had to go back 10 years to find it, that it wasn't widely available or available at all within there. So they're forming their own consciousness, their own conscious raps. And they're also trying to incorporate the bling element and the porn element into their music. So it is definitely affecting other cultures, no question about it. It is definitely sending an image, no question about it. Once again, I say that, you know, coming from the streets of New York, I'm a product of, you know, dysfunctionality, you know, as far as my background is concerned. So I don't really connect with these brothers that say that this is the reason why everything has to be the way it is, because they come from dysfunctionality. It's not necessarily the truth, because that's a self-perpetuating cycle. If you don't realize that the dysfunctionality affected you in such a way, then you'll never be able to affect the youth so that they don't affect themselves in that same negative cycle that repeats itself over and over again. To put this so the heads can understand it, you don't want to keep making the same mistakes that your man made. If you seen your man get laid down the street doing that dumb shit, then if you go out and do it, you're going to get laid down too, 9 out of 10. Your shit ain't going to fly.
This music, this culture, hip-hop is supposed to be a tool for that, you know, for that communication and for that, you know, learning and teaching at the same time. Not to be preaching, but to exchange information.
So I want to dedicate this to my man Tupac Shakur. Yeah. And then I want to say to my man, the notorious B.I.G. Yeah. And to my man from Run DMC, Jam Master J. Yeah. And to my man from the Wu-Tang Clan, the ODB, Old Dirty, A-Sign Unique, to the Essence. And to my man from the Terror Squad, Big Pun. Yeah. And my man Freaky Ty from the Lost Boys. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? To my girl, Aaliyah. Word up. And to my other homegirl, Lisa Left Eye Lopez. Word up. And to my man from down south, my man Soldier Slim. Word up. And anybody else that we forgot. You know what I'm saying? Last but not least, Big L, rest in peace. Full clip, y'all. Full clip, y'all. Gang Starr, one of the best yet. Come on. And you can feel the realness. Oh, shit. Let's go, baby. Yet again, time to raise the six again. Rack my plate again. Y'all cats know we always play to win. G&G to the stars, son. Haters took the shit too far, son. So that's all for you. I'm wiping out your whole team. Ow, splatter your dreams with lyrics to shatter your schemes. The body you see, the more lies you tell. The more lies you tell, the more surprise you fell. To my death trap, right into my clutches. Stupid, you know the God was blessed. Every single mic he touches, I suffer. This is why I can return hard. Wanna be a superstar? Fuck around and you order. Make your famous, turn around and make your neighbors. You never understood how vital to me this rap game is. Save it, hold that, you'll get your hot one. You probably just a fake nigga down, so that's a hot one. Oh, you wanna mess with me? I am Gangstar, one of the best yet. Come on, Intv.
I'm Guru signing off, my partner.
Super producer Solar. Love and peace.
Peace.